September 1st, 1923, 11:58 a.m., Tokyo. 2 minutes before noon, a city of 2 million people went about their lunch routines. Housewives cooked over open flames, workers gathered in wooden buildings, children played in narrow streets. Then, at exactly 11:58, the ground didn't just shake, it liquefied. Within 60 seconds, the third largest city in the world had vanished. But here's what almost nobody knows. The earthquake itself killed less than 10% of the victims. So what killed over 100,000 people in the next 72 hours? The answer involves a perfect storm of timing, technology, and a single catastrophic decision made in the chaos. If you're fascinated by the hidden details of history's most shocking events, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started. Let me set the scene properly, because the timing of this earthquake was almost cruelly precise. September 1st wasn't just any day. It was the exact moment when millions of Japanese families were preparing lunch over charcoal braziers and open flames. Traditional Japanese homes in 1923 were masterpieces of wood and paper designed to flex with minor tremors, beautiful, elegant. And when the magnitude 7.9 quake hit, they became kindling. The initial shaking lasted between 4 and 10 minutes, an eternity in seismic terms. Buildings that survived the first wave collapsed in the second. Survivors described the ground moving in waves like the ocean. Stone lanterns weighing tons flew through the air. The Imperial Hotel, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright and built specifically to withstand earthquakes, was one of the few structures left standing. Wright had been mocked for his expensive, unconventional design. That day, it saved hundreds of lives. Now, here's the critical detail everyone misses. The death toll from structural collapse was roughly 14,000 people. Terrible, yes, but that leaves over 91,000 deaths unaccounted for. Within minutes of the shaking, something far more deadly began. Those thousands of cooking fires, scattered across a city of wooden buildings, ignited simultaneously. Tokyo didn't just catch fire, it created something meteorologists would later call a fire tornado. We're talking about a vortex of superheated air and flame that reached temperatures of 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, moving at speeds over 100 miles per hour. It consumed oxygen so rapidly that people suffocated before they burned. In one location, a former military depot turned refugee center, 40,000 people sought shelter. The firestorm found them. Only 2 people survived. 2 out of 40,000. If you're finding this as gripping as I did researching it, smash that like button. It genuinely helps more people discover these stories. But there's another layer to this tragedy that barely makes it into textbooks. In the chaos following the quake, rumors began spreading that Korean immigrants were poisoning wells and setting fires. These rumors were completely false. Later investigations found zero evidence. Yet within 48 hours, vigilante groups had formed across the region. Japanese citizens, deputized by local authorities in the confusion, killed an estimated 6,000 Korean residents and Chinese immigrants who were mistaken for Koreans. The Japanese government later acknowledged these massacres occurred, but downplayed the numbers for decades. Some survivors of the earthquake died not from natural disaster, but from the hysteria that followed it. This is what disaster researchers now call elite panic, the false belief that ordinary people become dangerous in crisis, leaving to authorities to commit atrocities in the name of order. Here's what makes the Great Kanto Earthquake a watershed moment. It didn't just destroy a city, it transformed Japan's entire trajectory. Before September 1st, Japan was moving toward liberalization and democracy. The earthquake killed that movement as surely as it killed 105,000 people. The reconstruction required massive military mobilization. Nationalists used the crisis to consolidate power.
The government imposed martial law that never fully lifted. Within 15 years, Japan had invaded Manchuria. Historians draw a direct line from the ruins of Tokyo to the rise of Japanese militarism. But there's also a remarkable story of connection. American relief efforts arrived within weeks. The USS Huron brought supplies before many rural Japanese prefectures even knew what had happened. This cooperation represented one of the warmest moments in U.S.-Japan relations. It wouldn't last, but for a brief window, the disaster created unity instead of conflict. So here's the question: could it happen again? Tokyo sits on the intersection of 4 tectonic plates. The Japanese government estimates a 70% probability of a major earthquake hitting Tokyo within the next 30 years, not a century from now, within 30 years. But modern Tokyo is not 1923 Tokyo. Buildings flex on hydraulic dampeners. Early warning systems provide precious seconds. Fire codes are the strictest in the world. The city has prepared for this scenario with an obsessiveness that only a nation that's lived through this nightmare could muster. When the next major quake hits, the death toll will likely be measured in hundreds, not hundreds of thousands. The Great Kanto Earthquake of 1923 killed over 105,000 people and altered the course of the 20th century. It revealed the both worst and best of humanity, the panic and violence, but also the resilience and incredible capacity to rebuild. Tokyo rose from those ashes to become one of the most advanced cities on Earth, precisely because it never forgot what happened on September 1st. If this story changed how you see history, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We uncover the hidden truths behind the moments that shaped our world. Thanks for watching.